Good morning, Pearl Nini and Memphis Matt 2. Good morning, Pearl Nini and Memphis Matt 2.
Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
I guess I could say, Lynn, if you'd just seen me, I was, I had to fix my hair. Even Traci agreed. She said I would not let you go on live like that. It's the whole backward thing, and I was like slapping my hair everywhere, and she was like, "Yeah, go fix that."
Yeah. Well,
Thank
that's
you.
what friends are for.
Yes, I had a friend one time. Oh, sing to Jennifer.
Good morning to Jennifer. Good morning to you. Good morning to Jennifer. Good morning to you.
I had a friend when I was still working. Let me mute this. I know this is going to.
Hi, Traci.
I don't know what she's muted for, but
she must be having a conversation with somebody in the family.
Oh,
a
phone
call.
Phone.
She must have had
something's going on. Something's going on. But my babies went to first grade today. I'm so bittersweet.
How
both my babies. I got pictures of both of them holding up their first day of school signs, and it's just kind of bittersweet.
That is so cool. Yeah, bittersweet. Sweet is right. That is so cool, though. They're growing
Can't
up.
believe my babies are first grade already.
I know what you mean.
I mean, I can remember just being so excited to have grandbabies, and now they're in first grade.
Yep. They grow up so fast. You don't blink your eyes and they're going to be graduating.
I know. Good morning to Craig. Good morning to you. Good morning to Craig. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Craig. All right, I was trying to fix my phone to where I could see. Okay, so I was slapping at my head trying to get my hair fixed, and I went in the other room and I told Traci, look, you guys, I'm not getting political. I'm just saying, my hair looked worse than Donald Trump in a bad windstorm. Traci,
I agree.
Okay, see. And even when I come in here, I had to grab some scissors and take care of those bangs because they were really acting ugly. So, you guys. All right, Traci, you could tell just a quick update on your doctor.
A quick update on my doctor. I did talk to the referral gal at my primary care this morning, and they are sending me to the West Michigan Cancer and Hematology Center. And she said that it can take a week to 10 days for a referral, but I told her I was having anxiety because I'm like so freaked out about if I start bleeding anywhere, I'm all freaked out about it. And that if I went to the emergency room, they'd just slap a Band-Aid on and say, well, you're waiting for a referral anyway. So she said this office is usually pretty quick, and that if I haven't heard from them by Wednesday, to give her a call back. So hopefully I will get something scheduled by Wednesday, at least have an appointment scheduled by Wednesday. So
and I am waiting. Was that me? Am I echoing?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's weird. I'm hearing some weird stuff on my end.
You are echoing on me.
Okay.
I hear you.
Okay. Oh, I'm echoing off.
Do you have your phone muted?
Yeah, my phone's muted.
So the YouTube is muted.
Oh, I don't. I pull everything down when I do.
Here, let me check. I don't hear any echo, but Yeah, my YouTube is muted.
Well, it's okay now, I think. Let me see something. All right, you guys. All right, am I echoing?
Do you still hear echo, LizzAnn?
Hey, Liz.
Because I wasn't hearing an echo.
I'm not now.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Okay, you guys.
Jennifer said it's not doing it now either.
You guys, I picked the topic this morning, and I'll probably, as people, yeah, I think I was really echoing off LizzAnn, and I turned my volume down a little bit. Wait, did LizzAnn mute her? Yeah, LizzAnn muted. But you know, there's so many people that are hurting physically, and we're all, every time you go on, you know, somebody else's channel or listen, you know, somebody's having health problems, and there's been a lot of prayers sent up, and I've been posting them on the Porch Church Network, and you know, so I chose the thumbnail with I call it the woman on fire. I love that thumbnail because, you know, sometimes that's what fibro feels like.
That's what RSD feels like 100% is fire.
Yeah, that, like, you know, your body's just going to explode. So that, you know, is not going to be like a, oh my gosh, depressing, you know, thing, because we always have answers. But we'll wait and let some people get on. And you guys, I don't know what I was thinking. Let me see. Saturday night, I just did go ahead and jump on Joyce. I was a hot mess, looking like I was sweating, and I'm like, I don't care. I'll just jump in there. And then Tommy and them were out by the fire. I was still awake. My back killing me, but I was still awake. And I think it was Saturday night. And oh my gosh, you guys, there they were, all in hoodies. And they had that fire going. And I'm like, I wish I was there. And I'm sweating.
Yeah, trust me. It is very, let me tell you what my phone says this morning. My phone says it's chilly here this morning. My phone says that it is 60 degrees right now.
That's wonderful.
It's a little, I have sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt. I'm in socks. Our windows are still open, but.
Well, see, I wouldn't be able to open my window because every time the trucks across the street come in and out of
you get dust. Yeah.
You guys, the dust just comes, and then our unit just sucks in that dust all through the house, and I can't stand it. Yeah, it's 63 where Jennifer is. Now I taste hair because I trimmed my bangs. I just grabbed the scissors. Now I taste hair, but it is going to be fine.
It's beautiful. It's way better than it was. I'm not joking when I say, as a friend, I would not have let you go live the way your hair was looking. I would have been, wait, look in the mirror.
You guys, you know that you're like Casey. You need friends who's going to tell you, girl. You know, or I think it was LizzAnn one time said, all right, girls, watch how you stand up now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, so even my best girl, I called her my best daughter at work. And one time she said, oh, you got to do something about that. I said, what? She said, you got that going on. I said, are you serious? And I looked and see my hair is so fair. Well, it was. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why hadn't you said something? So yeah, I take the sticker off went ahead and took the sticker off my Route 44 and I put it on my lip and then I ripped it off. And then you could take medicine bottles, like your medicine bottle label. Them suckers stick to anything. You stick those on there and just rip them right off. So there's sing to my.
Good morning to Derek. Good morning to you. Good morning to Derek. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my buddy.
Good morning, Derek.
I told him he better take care of himself.
Good morning, Derek, and everybody else in the chat.
Yeah, all right. There's LizzAnn.
I do exist.
Yeah, I had to send Derek a little message last night telling him he better take care of himself because us talking about health, you guys.
Yeah.
It I think of you, Derek, because you just spread yourself too thin there. Oh, go ahead.
Good morning, Dwayne. Good morning to you. Good morning, Dwayne. Good morning to you.
Derek,
was there
what, LizzAnn?
Well, you were talking. I don't want to talk over the host.
No, go ahead.
Did they have that auction for Sandi yesterday?
They had it late last night. I don't know how it went. I wasn't able to stay awake.
I wasn't able to tune in. I didn't even know which channel it was on.
I think it was on Thelma's. Wasn't it on Thelma's channel?
Yeah, it was on Thelma's, but it wasn't like, okay, Dwayne, it wasn't like set up ahead of time because I couldn't find it, and then,
okay.
So it was, I don't know, but I finally, me and Tiffany, I wasn't the only one. Tiffany was kind of confused too, so I think me and her
couldn't find it.
You guys, the dream catcher, that MawMaw put in the auction, I wish that you could have seen what it really looked like because their lighting wasn't good, but she still somebody bid way up there for it. Those feathers are so soft. Like when I went in there the other day, she said, well, what do you think about which one should I put in the auction? And I said, ooh. And then when I touched the feathers, they are just wonderful and so soft. And so that's the one she put in because one's already spoken for.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Derek, while you're still on here, I'll just have to tell you how bad my hair was, and this is what I said, and I know you'll like it. My hair was worse than Donald Trump's in a windstorm. Traci,
and I agreed.
I knew you'd like that one, Derek.
Okay, I'm gonna drive.
I'm all right.
Okay, but
you already all right. Okay.
Derek, we're both waiting for referrals at this point on how we're doing. I'm waiting for a hematologist to call me and make an appointment, and Darlene is waiting for the surgeon to make an appointment. So we're both just in limbo, waiting.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Derek? We worry about how thin you wear yourself because we care.
Yeah, I'm waiting on him to answer that. All right. I don't see it. I don't see him answering us. He might have jumped on and off. Where you be, Derek? Oh, there he is.
Same here, just waiting on the doctors. That is the worst part. That is the worst part. Waiting.
you know, not everybody can look at somebody and know that they're not feeling well. But we have done set face to face for morning after morning. So Derek, we know when you are not feeling well and that you are stretching yourself too thin by being up real early and then real late, because I shut down the next day. I did so much. I think it was Friday night or all day Friday that I didn't hardly, I think I did get on my computer like later, and then I was just out of it. I slept late yesterday, and I even took a nap yesterday. And if anybody knows me, I've said it often, I don't nap.
I try not to either, because if I nap, then I'm really not sleeping. And I napped Saturday. I was so wore out from having the boys most of the week that I was just wore thin.
And see, mine was yesterday, and it caused me not to be able to go right to sleep last night. But it Saturday night, I think it was, I almost cut our fan off. And I told Kevin, I said, my shoulders all the way down, my arms, they just hurt so bad. Even putting my blanket up over my shoulders didn't help. It felt like if you were out in the cold and it's so cold that you can't move, but your bones hurt. That's the way it felt. And I didn't want him to wake up hot. So I just kind of suffered through it.
Okay. Cleaning the house, getting ready for Anthony.
I'm so jealous when all you guys get to meet up. But I'm gonna have my time. I'm gonna have my time.
Wright and I are gonna have to take a road trip. I told him, because he wants to go back down by Savannah, and I said, if we go to Savannah, we are taking a little detour, because we would fly in typically, into Atlanta, or you can fly direct into Savannah Hilton Head. But still, if I get that close and don't make the detour, I would be angry at myself. So if we ever make it back down there, which, finances are what they are,
Yes.
Good morning to Debbie. Good morning to you. Good morning to Debbie. Good morning to you. How are you today, Debbie?
Debbie, I was thinking of you. I was thinking of you last night, as well as Traci and others, when I did the topic for today. So you can jump on if you feel like it. If you don't, just let me know. But I did jump in the because Rebecca Kreuter she visited Tommy and Destinie.
Yeah.
So she was sitting there around the fire, and I just jumped in just to bust Derek's chops and to aggravate him a little bit, and then jump back out. I do that.
Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning, Traci. How you doing, my sweet?
Well, I'm just waiting for the doctor to get back with me. You know how that is.
Oh, God, do I. I've had a pretty challenging last 2 days.
Have you?
You sound
like a lot of pain?
It comes and goes. Right now, it went away for a little bit, so I'm not doing anything, but it's like I get so frustrated, and then I'm in pain, and then I'm depressed, and then the tears roll.
Oh, I know.
Derek said, "Good morning, Debbie."
Good morning, Derek. Love that guy so much.
I know. He's like,
he always cheers me up and makes me feel special. He really does. Good morning, LizzAnn. I don't see you, but hello. Good morning, Darlene. I love you. And Traci, too.
I love you, too. Something fell. But, there's like if you got a teddy bear and you know the soft ones and you just squeeze them and
Yeah.
Mommy just walked in the door.
So, you know, Debbie, what I did, I made a kind of a Word document. I went to one site and tried to find like different people that God used or they had to suffer through
Mhm.
their ailments. And I found some, but you know, it wasn't
You fill
exactly
it up when you.
what I was, you know, the ones that I was thinking. But I thought that's okay too, because
Well, you know, we all go through our trials. We all have things we have to do. I know in my heart of hearts, it came to me in my dreams last night. I know why this happened. I needed to slow down and I wasn't listening.
correct.
And I know why. But then again, why do I have all the rest of this stuff? Well, I haven't dealt with some feelings. And now I'm dealing with the feelings. And when you deal with feelings, you get teary. You know? Good
Yeah.
morning, Craig. Love you to bunches. I
I
love that
sang
man
to
too.
Craig earlier.
You did. I just
Yes,
wanted
ma'am,
to.
I did.
Thank
I
you
didn't
for
know.
doing that for me, darling.
Do you have? Can you see the chat, Debbie?
No, ma'am.
Okay. That's a weird thing, you guys, not seeing the chat. I didn't realize that people that come on with their cell phone and can't see the chat. When I went on Joyce, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't see the chat. I don't know who's here. I don't know, you know." So, I mean, look, you guys, I know I have on my makeup some mornings, like most mornings. I do my face, but this weekend I didn't care. Debbie come on too. Debbie came in there too,
Hi,
and
LizzAnn.
I
Hey,
girl.
mean, I had the
How are
whole
you doing?
forehead shining. I looked like I was in front of a 747 jet, you know, with all the lights shining down on his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
LizzAnn laughed at me.
I'm
But
laughing at how you're describing it. I'm sorry.
yeah,
You know how we were talking the one day about how people have their places at church and they have their certain places and people get upset when people take their places in church. Oh my gosh, you
Yeah.
guys, I got to tell you a funny story about church Sunday. So, you know, I get into church, I genuflect, I get in the pew, I put the kneeler down, I kneel down and I'm praying with my eyes closed and I hear somebody get into my pew and I think it's Bill and Sue who I sit with every week. And I opened my eyes and I had to keep myself from jumping out of my seat because it was some dude. I don't know who he was. I was like, what are you doing there? Like, what are you doing in my spot? That's for Sue and Bill. But Sue and Bill ended up sitting behind us.
Oh no.
Because it's just a little pew. I mean, our church is like in the round, you know, so the front pews are very small and then they widen out at the back. So we sit in the very front pew and so it's very small. You can't fit more than 3 or 4 people. And Sue and Bill could have sat in there with us, but it would have been a tight squeeze.
Need to put a reserve sign right there.
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing?
Excuse me?
And then
Well,
when we
Wednesday will be
the
better.
Lord's
Wednesday, I'm
Prayer
going to
and
get the
everybody
haircut.
holds hands through the whole church links hands and says the Lord's Prayer. Do you know
Oh yes, of
that
course.
dude
Yes.
did not hold my hand like I had cooties? Then get out of my pew.
Oh my.
all right, you
goodness.
guys. I am going to refresh the computer real quick.
All right.
That could be scary.
Will you just throw this tea bag away and then just drop another tea bag in and just put
You know,
water
whenever
in?
somebody sits in the wrong spot.
What have you been up to, LizzAnn? I haven't seen you in a while, my friend.
Well, I've been here and there and everywhere, and I've been on here and off of here, and
She's been
all the
grandkidding
days I haven't
and
been here.
You know, y'all are so lucky you
Just
got
taking care of the
grandbabies.
grandkids.
I just took the one we had and we raised her. So we've never had that glory of being able to spoil the hell out of him, throw him back.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But you have, but you are raising, and you have your.
I cry now in the mornings when she leaves because this is her senior year, and she's so independent. And I know that she's going to do big things. I know it in my heart. The dreams I have of this young lady going far, she's going to be known, and it's beautiful, but it makes me feel lonely already.
It's hard to let go.
Well, gosh, I can't imagine. I'm sad that my babies are in first grade. They got a long way to go.
Honey, it goes so fast it'll make your head swim.
I know.
Yeah.
We got her when she was pre-K.
A friend of mine that I met, I have two people that I've been talking to for at least almost 20 years through the computer, but never met. So they're the longest computer friends. I'd say almost, not quite 20. But anyway, I remember when, my kids are a little older than their kids. But one of my friends, she lives in California. Her son is already in college, and then her daughter, I called her my ballerina. She was in dance from the time I guess she could stand. So I got to see all this like a aunt that lives, across.
Right.
And I would run through the house sometimes saying, "Oh my gosh, look at this, look at this." I'd show my phone. I said, "Look at her, and look at her form, and that girl with those legs and the form that she can take, standing on the tiptoe with that leg, the other leg straight up in the air, just beautiful." And she is going. Her and her mom got on a plane. And to go to New York, she got accepted into one of the schools in New York. So,
look, I'll show you the pictures I got sent to me. Hang on, there's one. There's my Callan, first day of school. And look at Brantley and the face he's making. What a goofball.
I love it.
Look at them.
Awesome.
Such a goofball, but it's like, aw, how did they get that big already?
I never cried when Izzy went to school. Not one day. Not first grade, not sixth grade, not ninth grade. But when I took her picture as her first day as a senior going to school, I cried for 2 hours.
Aww.
It's like, we did it. Yeah. We're done. And they had 2 classes that were absolutely necessary for most of the kids in high school: an AP engineering course and an AP chemistry, I think it was. Anyway, they're not offering them at the high school because of cutback.
Oh,
well,
geez.
Because of all that, I didn't see that. What was that? I didn't see it.
I have to sing to Misha. Let me quick sing to Misha. Good morning to Misha. Good morning to you. Good morning to Misha. Good morning to you.
And so,
good morning, Misha.
The teacher or the counselor called her and said, "Oh, we've got some problems. Isabella's not going to be happy." And I said, "What's the matter?" She goes, "Well, 2 of the classes she wants, we're not offering this year." I said, "Well, does that mean we have to change high schools?" And I've never seen a teacher panic in my life like that one did. "Oh, no, we're going to figure something around." So they got her schedule. She's as happy as a clam. And now she's got 2 teachers that are telling her, if you get overwhelmed or tired and you need a break, just come in our office and sit. Nobody will know. You'll be covered. That's
good
a big
morning,
deal.
darling B. Good morning to you. Good morning, darling B. Good morning to you.
Well, thank you, Misha. Good morning.
Yeah, we're so happy you could join us, Misha.
But I looked at when I looked at one of my friend's posting, it showed when she had her little girl and then the brother holding her. And you guys, I done teared up, got to crying because that's how close, when you get close to people. Now I see you guys face to face. I call this face to face, but I have
Right.
talked to both the one in Texas and my Texas friend and my California friend on the phone, but not like this. But they're in my heart, and their kids. I went through, divorced one of them, and kids, and now grandkids. One of them has grandkids popping out like when Furby, not for what was the Gremlins, but I just teared up when I saw that they took that plane and that she's going to be that far away from her baby. And I just, my heart, I cried. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. And it's weird that but I feel, sometimes you can have empathy, and I have, I guess, a buttload of it. And
You're also a sensitive person too that picks up on things. So that's okay. That is a God-given gift that most people don't have. People without empathy do not know how to love.
Oh goodness.
And people with empathy cry a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I will just be beside myself about something, and Kevin can say what's wrong, and I'll be boo-hooing, and he don't get it. But you guys, all right. If any of you out there, follow the it's Porch Church on YouTube. I believe one of the people that I asked prayer for the family, one of the mother of this son that died, I believe she was friends with my sister, close friends. And I do believe the young man shot himself. So, Kevin got on the, Facebook last night to try to find, or he called different people to find out. And I don't know what that young man was going through, but people around here did send, they sent prayers out for that family and that young man. And I say young man, he looked like he might be the age of my oldest, between Tiffany and my oldest daughter. So probably in his mid to later 30s. And on the Facebook page, it showed him with children. So, physical and mental pain. Yes. So that's another reason. I just could not go to sleep last night until, like I told Traci and you guys to come on earlier, until I put together some things.
Our boys are off to school. Thank goodness. Denise said that Xander, he's the one that's Kyla's age.
Unmuted. My mom's talking. Sorry, guys.
Oh, hey, Mom.
Hi.
This is what I just got a text from Dawn, which is Kaylin's mom. She said, Kaylin said this morning, some days in kindergarten were really bad. So she asked him why, and Kaylin said, because I was really bad. What a goofball.
Cute kids.
Look, did we ruin him with our did we ruin that child with our YouTube?
No. He really was bad some days. Kaylin is both of my grandsons are their father's sons, unfortunately, for them. Kaylin will pick and choose when he wants to be a part of a group discussion or a group activity. And if he doesn't want to, he's not going to. So then, of course, that's not really an option when you're at school, but, he thinks it is. So he'll just go off in a corner and do his own thing. He just goes to the beat of his own drum. But this year, I put him in a charter academy so that he's in a much smaller class size classroom. I think it'll be a lot better for him.
Well, I got to hand out another prayer jar last night.
Did you?
Yes, the first one I've done in a while. So I felt like I need to get back again, get back on my, how I was doing things. But let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, Tracy, do you have your Bible out?
Oh, I wanted
Yes, ma'am.
to tell you, Dark.
Right here.
Use vinegar on those labels, on that glue on those labels. It will not leave a residue.
Vinegar?
Instead of gone.
Yeah.
Use vinegar. Yeah.
What? White or
adhesive as well.
Okay, white or red vinegar.
If you're some in, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I think either one would do it.
I'll try anything.
Basically, just pour some in a little container, like a little ball, and put some dip your Q-tip and put it on there. It will dissolve the glue. It won't leave a residue.
I had this, and it's still got some. I'll try the vinegar to get the rest off, but this old canning jar, this jar right here, it was somebody had put the label, the sticker, whatever the tape or what, I don't know. I don't even know how old it was, but that was so hard it didn't come off with goo would be gone, and it did come off with some fingernail polish, but it's still some on there. So I'm gonna try vinegar to get the rest of it off.
Fight back, but it won't fight back too hard.
Okay. Misha says her nephew that's 8 gets in trouble a lot in school. I said, why do you keep talking while the teacher's talking? No. Thank you. And he's like, well, because I want to.
Yep. Boys will be boys. They are boys.
Yes. And my stepdaughter, she would stand up and just tell things that she shouldn't have told in class. And Casey did things that, and done and said things because he was bored. Casey was so smart. He was just bored, and he would get in trouble all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I am going to pull up, since we all have these aches and pains. God, anybody that wants whatever, this that I saved, all you have to do is send me chat and say I would, like that, and I can email it because this is a Word document. And I can't take credit for it. Was in Nisha said kids' minds are so simple with the logic at that age, just cracks me up.
That's for sure.
They're so black and white. I mean, they've got it figured out, and then we get it all mushed up when we get older.
I know.
Because children now, we listen more. We allow them to talk. When I was a kid, children didn't talk to grown-ups.
Right.
But we listen. Yeah, we listen to them now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons that they are so smart, and the logic, like you said, is to where we talk grown-up style. We don't baby talk or talk down. I didn't. I never talked down, to mine. Right. And so they're so smart.
That's a Brantley. I asked him if he was excited to go back to school, and he said no. And I said, why aren't you excited to go back to school? He said, because, Nana, I learned everything in kindergarten.
Did he read that book? I learned everything I needed to know in kindergarten.
I think so.
My daughter said, and back when she was that age, why didn't you just give me this book, Mom? I said, because they lied. She goes, what do you mean they lied? I said, that's just a process or a principle, Isabella. That isn't everything. Oh, and she understood those words when she was
Right,
sick.
right.
She's scary. She has to dumb down her talking sometimes just to explain things to me.
My grandson was like that. When I was complaining, even when I was working, he was about 7. So my back and my legs have acted weird. And he'll be 15. So that tells you how long I've had this lower back problem. And I told him one day, I said, well, I was telling Francis and all of them, I said, I swear my feet feel like they're moving and I look down and they're not. And my 7-year-old grandson looks at me and he says, well, Nanny, he said, that is your brain. There's something between your brain and your legs. It's your brain telling you that your legs are moving when they're not. And I said, you know, Toot, and that's what we called him back then. I said, you are smarter than the doctors. You make more sense than the doctors. And he told me one time that he wanted to be a doctor so that way he can find a cure for what's wrong with me.
Bless his heart.
Yes, and he said I'll have the money to help fix your house too, Nanny. And I said thank you. But he said that. Now he said that just a couple of years ago that he wanted to be a doctor, and I told him he could be whatever because he is so intelligent. So I am going to enter this scripture. Did I enter it? No. Okay. This is Jacob. And it says Jacob limped after wrestling with the angel. Rather than becoming a sign of weakness, this limp came to symbolize Jacob's transformative moment. So he wrestled with that says an angel, but Traci, if you want to read these scriptures, let me put them out here. Okay. Let me put these out here because, okay. This is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, when I read that, let me read you it's very, very similar.
Yeah.
In mine. Jacob named the place Peniel. Because I have seen God face to face, he said, yet my life has been spared. At sunrise, as he left Peniel, Jacob limped along because of his hip. That is why, to this day, the Israelites do not eat the sciatic muscle that is on the hip socket, because he had struck Jacob's hip socket at the sciatic muscle.
But you guys, that did not stop Jacob's walk with God. You know, Jacob still continued in what he did. And so I felt like, hey, I haven't wrestled with an angel, but when that sciatic nerve hits and it goes down your leg, and you feel like you're limping along, but God was still with him. And
that's the same. I think about that young man that sat in Bill and Sue's spot. I'm still angry. He appears, now we have to remember we cannot judge, because I appear at times to be very healthy too, and I'm not. He appears to be very young and healthy, I would say the age of my children, but he did not kneel. He just sits forward and leans forward during the times, and at the Catholic Church we stand and kneel and sit at different times, but I kneel even when I'm in pain. I kneel because I feel like, this is my thinking behind that, I am not in more pain to kneel during a mass than Jesus was when he died on the cross at Calvary to save my soul.
All right. And if we think about it, Traci, what if he has some kind of plate or something to where he can't bend?
Right. That's why I said I have to not judge because I don't know.
Yeah. And you know, like I tell people, I didn't even realize, because there's that delay, that the face that I made when I was sitting in here and I jumped into the chat when Destiny and them were around the fire. My back grabbed. It grabbed so bad that it kind of took my breath away. And when I was shutting down, like I said, there is a delay. I saw that look and I thought, well, I guess it does show up sometimes. And it shows up in, all of you guys that we see face to face. That's how I know when Debbie is at the point of crying because of hers. So,
well, it's looking better, don't you think?
Oh, you got
lie to you guys.
Wait, you got the break.
It does.
But all I have
swelling has gone down a lot.
Yeah, but the problem is this. Can you see this?
Yeah.
It's still deformed, and it's still deformed here.
Yeah.
I can't twist it. It won't allow me to, but my wrist is real thick in comparison to my other wrist.
Right.
And it hurt so bad right in here. I was told that the bone was not reset. It was set close enough and that it's going to grow back together. And I can't understand that because that bone is what's hurting. That's what the brace is rubbing on. Thank God I was able to remember I have lidocaine patches that I got last year for some odd reason. And I keep those on it 12 hours a day. You can't have them on more than that. So that's helped. The scars, phenomenal. You can't even see this is a dent from the brace, but right here is where the scar is, and you can't see it.
No, they did a great job.
Amazing job. And I said, thank you for showing me where I need to cut if I get depressed. I'm just teasing. And it's just sore, guys. It's just a it's a constant sore. I can't pick anything up. I can't even bathe myself completely. I have to have my husband help. I've had to learn to do basic bodily function techniques with the other hand. And I'm left-handed, but everything else is done with the right hand.
Right.
I've learned to cut scissors with my left hand. I guess that's an accomplishment. But it's just, and my hair, tomorrow, I'm calling my hairdresser and telling her, I don't want it colored because we're going to go pink in October if everything goes right. I just want it cut. I can't do anything with this mop. And everybody goes, be so thankful you have so much hair. And I tell them, there's a curse on both sides, guys. Either you have a lot of hair or you don't have enough. But mine is just like it grows on, you can see. That is growth from the last time I had my hair done. And that's terrible.
Good morning to Kathy. Good morning to you. Good morning to Kathy. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Kathy.
She said she's praying for you, Deb.
Gosh, I'm so glad. Everybody's been so kind to me.
And Matt, you come to Matt, didn't you?
Yes, I did. He was one of the first ones.
Misha, if she hits her 1,000 in October, she's going to pink.
My hair will be hot pink if I end up with 1,000 subscribers by October 1. The appointment is set, and I'm going hot pink. Clear down to the boa.
Who is OG? Did we have a name for OG?
No, she's OG.
Good morning, OG. Good morning to you. Good morning, OG. Good morning to you.
And if you want to put your name in, that'll be great too, and we'll write it down.
Angela. I will write it down, Angela. Thank you.
All right, Angela.
But yep, I want to go hot pink. I think the same color we got up here on the tags. I think that's the color of pink I want to go. Neon hot pink. What do you think?
I think it'll
I
be cute
think
on you.
great.
I think it'll be cute.
I
And
think
if
if you
everybody's
do, I
real good,
will.
I'll draw a little mole or something, make me look real hot.
I
Make
think
it
I'll
real
do
hot
it
without the
with
bowl.
I'll do it
Come
with
on, I'm an old woman. Give me a shot here, will you?
All right, all right. We'll just put matching lipstick on then.
I don't have pretty teeth. That's my next goal, is to get my teeth done. But that'll come.
All right. Well, Traci, they have some spray on pink I used at work once. So Traci can do some spray on pink. And it wouldn't take much to do my hair pink. So we'll all do pink when you get that. Now,
I got to get to 1,000, not because I want to be monetized, but because I've got some great ideas about doing some lives, and I think it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problems walking up to people and talking, and there have been some times I wish I'd have gotten it on video.
oh yeah.
We will, yeah, I definitely will go. We will go pink in support of your pink
Aw,
when
right.
that happens.
You guys, if you don't know Angela, give her some love. You know, give her some sub love. And
that hasn't seen me before, please sub to these two beautiful ladies if you haven't already.
and just with Kathy, you know, you guys sub to one another. Sub one to another.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see who is next because all right. Different. All right. I'm going to put it out there. This one is going to be about Leah in the Bible. Now, here's the scriptures. Traci, if you can.
All right, I'm going to quick sing the Triple C. Good morning, Triple C. Good morning to you. Good morning, Triple C. Good morning to you. Okay.
All right. Now, you guys.
What book is this in?
You guys, well, okay, let me look back. This is in Genesis around, all right, Genesis 29, so 16. Ladies, what we're doing today is God uses the broken, and I'm bringing up some people
that too, sweetheart. Thank you for doing that too.
That had issues, but they worked through them. And Leah that Jacob married, he had to marry Leah first because her dad said you can't marry Rachel until you marry Leah. And Leah, some scripture says Leah had no sparkle in her eyes, but yet here somebody did a study. I got this from a Jewish study. It says Leah probably suffered from some sort of eye problem. It says, and you know, if they're reading from the Torah, it could have different meanings. Genesis 29:17 describes her as having I can't say the name, but it says which may mean weak eyes or may imply short-sightedness, lazy eye, or an inability to make eye contact, you know. So anyway, there was something about her in her eyes that she just wasn't, it did not catch his eyes. So you can read from your Bible, Traci.
Yeah. Now Laban had two daughters. The older was called Leah, the younger Rachel. Leah had dull eyes. And there is a footnote on that says dull eyes. In the language of beauty used here, dull probably means lacking in luster That was the sign of beautiful eyes. But Rachel was shapely and beautiful. Because Jacob loved Rachel, he answered, I'll serve your 7 years for your younger daughter, Rachel.
And you know, he's seen, I didn't finish, we have my daughter on here.
Good morning to Destiny. Good morning to you. Good morning to Destiny. Good morning to you.
See, Jacob saw, when he was in the field, he saw Rachel first. He saw her first, and that's what caught his eye, was the younger daughter. So he goes to this man and offers to work for her. And I think he worked 7 years, and the guy said, well, I can't allow my younger daughter to marry before my older daughter, so you have to marry her first. She's older, and then I think it was 7 more years, if you work for me, then you can marry the younger one. And that guy kept on, and I forget how long he worked for this man, his father-in-law, because he just kept taking advantage of him. But he did that for the love of the younger, but he did not mistreat the older. And I guess that was back then, that was something they did.
Oh, it's actually Tommy. Okay, because he logged in under Destiny. Good morning to Tommy. Good morning to you. Good morning to Tommy. Good morning to you. Yeah, but he kind of tricked him and gave him Rachel instead of, he gave him Leah instead of Rachel, and kind of tricked him. And so then he worked another 7 years to have Rachel. And because God saw that Leah was unloved, he made her fruitful while Rachel was barren.
Yes.
So Leah was the one that was able to give him children, and
yeah, I think
Rachel
that
did
was
not.
right. He did not know until the wedding night that was not Rachel.
Right.
But you know, yeah, back then, even somebody, God uses different people, and that's the point of me doing this, was to show that we're imperfect, and we have different ailments, and one person might not think that their ailment is like somebody else's, but my friend in Texas has had to have eye surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister is almost blind. I don't know if she's all the way blind, but to just look at her and look at her Facebook page, you would not realize what she struggles with. And you know, I need to go to the eye doctor, but we have maxed out the card, what is the flex card. Our flex card has been maxed out, and so I switched my glasses.
I'm wondering if it could have been something relatively simple in today's terms. Like, my oldest son, Ben, was born with crossed eyes, and he's had 2 surgeries to correct that. But obviously in biblical times, it's not like they had the technology to fix that, so maybe it was something simple like that.
Yeah, and if her eyes were like that, they would take that.
You shouldn't have done it today.
They would have took that like, I don't want to hang that down to my children. That's
it's not being nice to her when she did it.
Because my left eye, you guys, my left eye turned all the way into my nose, and I had pictures showing that, and I think I've shared before. And I was maybe in about the 3rd grade that I went up as a third or fourth grader when the preacher was anointing people with oil. And I said, pray for my eye. Well, my left eye went straight. And it's like one school picture, well, 2 or 3 school pictures. My eye is all the way in when I took the pictures. And then all of a sudden, it's not. I did not have surgery on mine. Now, Keithan had multiple surgeries because his did the same thing. But he had multiple surgeries on his, even up to when he was in high school, I think, was his last surgery. So he kind of, I guess, was shy during the, growing up because he was severely cross-eyed. And so, people nowadays look down on you, but back in biblical times, that would be the last person, I guess, somebody, would pick if they had eye problems or an outwardly appearance problem,
Absolutely. They were all about, strength and beauty and things that we say we shouldn't be about. But they were all about that because that's what they wanted to pass down to their offspring. And they wanted to have strong and beautiful offspring.
And they also felt that if they did something that was not pleasing to God, that's why that child was born with the deficiency.
Yes.
Right.
They feel like, that's why people now will say, well, there's a generational curse. No, I don't believe in generational curses now. I believe when Jesus came, he did away with the law. He did away with the thinking of the Old Testament way.
Right.
Because somebody asked them, well, Master, what sin did their father do to cause them to be like this? And I'm paraphrasing, you guys. I'm not going to say.
I know.
And he said, it wasn't the family. It wasn't a parent. And when Jesus healed them, that was to show Christ's power. He was able to heal them. So that point in time, the person that I think was lame or whatever, the people that he healed, they were meant to be there at that spot for Jesus to heal them, for people to see the power he had.
Right.
Go ahead.
Ladies, am I going down the right track?
Yes. I was going to say, add to that. And what else did that teach the people other than the ability that Christ had? It taught them something else. It taught them appreciation. It taught them love. It taught them how to realize what was good and what wasn't good, and how to appreciate what you did have. So if you didn't need healing, look how blessed you were.
Right.
And when I understand that we can hand things down genetically to children.
Right.
People, they say that are alcoholics that have children, their children can have learning disabilities. I do know severe drug use. I worked in a daycare. I worked with a child that was born addicted to crack. And this was, oh my goodness, this is, let me see, 10, 15, about 20 years ago. And it was in our area, one of the, you didn't hear of it as much, but then you started seeing these babies coming in that could not be consoled, so.
Right.
So, and that's not a generational curse. That is something that happened, what the mother did while she was pregnant. So I just can't believe in generational curses because I believe I'm responsible for what I do.
Right.
And I feel like if you grow up around all, drug addicts, or you grow up around alcoholism, I made a choice. But I do believe that if you were born with that certain drug, in your system. If you ever, some people try it the first time, they may become hooked simply because that certain chemical makeup is already in them.
It's already in your DNA, and it gives you a propensity to become either an alcoholic or a drug addict, or in a way, on anything that you're doing, you can become obsessive.
But I don't believe in blaming a parent, you know. So illness, you know, for some reason, my illness of the different arthritis, I don't believe was handed down because my grandmother may have had rheumatoid, but none of the doctors said she did. So I stand alone in that right now. Nor better clarify that
you declare that you're not saying that you had a crack baby.
Oh,
yeah. No, Darlene isn't over here smoking crack. Oh, we have another new one to me. Good morning, Katina. Good morning to you. Good morning, Katina. Katanine. Am I saying that wrong? Katania. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Even if I'm saying your name wrong.
And we have Traci sing in the mornings. And thank you for joining us. No, the daycare I worked at, I called them all my babies. So in the daycare, we did have one. She was 6 weeks old.
Oh my God.
And she was pitiful, but she had a great foster mother. Great foster mother. And they ended up adopting her. So yeah, I seen the results of this. So all right, Debbie's channel.
Can you type anything into the chat? Debbie, are you able to type even a couple of letters so that your channel will come up in the chat?
Yeah, let me go over there and do that.
I want everybody to go back, and if your link is in my descriptions, make sure they work, because I know Traci's works. So see, you know, Misha, God brought that baby to that because my friend couldn't have, I went to school with her. She couldn't have children. So she took that baby. And that baby was there.
Thank you, Misha.
That baby was there for a reason. You know, the mother couldn't do anything, but that mother that stepped in and took 2 children and raised them, and I got to see these children grow up. Even in Walmart, I would see them, and I would be just amazed. And all right, I am going to
my mom's pastor has taken in 2 brothers that were they drug babies, or she said they were drug babies. They have adopted the older one. That adoption is final, and they're working on trying to adopt the younger one. But her pastor and his wife took them in and have been raising them since they were babies.
Yeah, I mean,
the younger one. Yeah, she said the younger one they got directly from the hospital. When he was released from the hospital, they took him home.
Yeah.
And they're the sweetest kids, you know.
Now
they have an entire church that loves them to death.
The next Traci is going to be, let me put it's going to be in Numbers, and we are going to talk about Miriam. Miriam had leprosy. So let me put this in here. And my new ladies that joined this morning, usually we just do like coffee talk in the mornings on Mondays. But this morning, last night, I just couldn't get, because we've had so much pain and affliction within our community, as far as where I live, in my community of women and community of friends, the community of friends, as far as I don't know if Derek's still on, but we have Derek and I know Tommy that he wrestles with psoriatic arthritis. It's a form of rheumatoid. So, we just.
We have someone on new to sing to. Good morning, ice cold water. Good morning to you. Good morning, ice cold water. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. And we are going to talk about Miriam. Miriam was Moses' sister. And Aaron was the brother, and they kind of messed up. Miriam, she did not like who Moses married. She didn't like the way he ran things, and this is what happened. So, Sharon, sing to Sharon.
Good morning to Sharon. Good morning to you. Good morning to Sharon. Good morning to you.
And you guys, if you don't know Sharon, sub to her, So we're going. Traci is going to read the scripture about Miriam, which is Moses' sister.
Hang on, I'm writing down Sharon's channel so I can go back and sub. Okay, so now the cloud withdrew from the tent, and there was Miriam, stricken with the scaly infection, white as snow. When Aaron turned toward Miriam and saw her stricken with snow-white scales, he said to Moses, "Ah, my Lord, please do not charge us with the sin that we have foolishly committed. Do not let her be like the stillborn baby that comes forth from its mother's wombs with its flesh half consumed."
So it says here, although this required that she be quarantined and sent out from the community, her community's care remained with her. Mm-hmm. Moses prayed that she be healed and restored to them. She was not forgiven in her distress. Mm-hmm. So, her ailment was a curse, because of the way she treated Moses.
Right.
Oh, gee, I think you and Sharon, I think I'll make you guys on the same channel. Okay, next is Moses the stutterer. So let me put that scripture down there, because a lot of people don't realize, and I did not when I was younger, realize, because I thought of what is the one that played Moses. Okay, that still did not. Okay. There you go. Exodus 6:30, Traci.
Exodus 6:30.
And that's why he had his brother Aaron, because Aaron could speak. Mm-hmm. Aaron could speak for Moses.
It says, do you care if I go back to 28 since they're short? When the Lord spoke to Moses in the land of Egypt, the Lord said to Moses, "I am the Lord. Say to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, all that I tell you." But Moses protested to the Lord, since I am a poor speaker, how is it possible that Pharaoh will listen to me?
And he told him to take. He told him to take.
Take Aaron, his brother, as his prophet.
Mm-hmm. But I grew up watching the 10 Commandments, and anybody older watched them too.
Oh yeah.
Who was the actor?
Charlton Heston.
And he had that voice and that presence, and he was the one that went up and said stuff. It really, I don't think, ever showed that Aaron, anybody but him, spoke.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong in the movie? I can't remember. If I know Derek's jumping off for his channel. Derek could have told us. Yeah, and if we have had in that article, it went down to people nowadays, that has overcome their adversity. I wish I would have copied that down as well.
Right.
Because there was a football player that didn't have but one hand.
Oh, G has never seen that movie. You must be young.
And
younger than us.
I loved the movie. And I know we have it on DVD. We still have we kept that when we did an auction. We didn't auction that. We actually kept that movie. And for the new women here, I am so glad I met you guys this weekend. She's 43. Every now and then.
43, it seems like, because there were, Darlene and I are both in the 55 range. Debbie's just a couple days older.
You're all babies. You're all babies. I don't want to hear it. You're
a couple days older, Debbie. Couple days.
Huh? Say what?
You're just a couple days older than 55.
And I'll tell you guys another reason you ladies.
It'll get you for lying, Traci.
Now
we need a lion jar too.
Now the younger generation might not be seeing it because when all of this, the gun control and all of the political stuff around guns and gun control and all that, he was the main speaker until he died for the NRA.
Yeah.
The National
Rifle Association.
Yeah,
the NRA. Yeah.
So I think, politically sometimes they will not show movies anymore because of the actor but anyway, it's a good one. You'd probably catch it on one of the shows that shows
like Turner Classic Movies or something like that. Seems like you would see it on there at some point.
There's some great channels out there right now that make me cry because of the things that our kids are not allowed to watch. And I'm not talking about them being bad shows. And I cannot, for the life of me, understand why the Our Gang comedies are considered racial. They had all races in those shows. They all got along and nobody treated anybody any different. But yet they're not allowed to show them because it puts Black people in a bad light. I'm sorry, get over it. I don't have any patience for that. And I also get on my happy horse because I got the mode to do it right now. I don't like that we can't watch The Lone Ranger on regular TV, that we can't watch Cisco Kid and all of them on our regular TV. And the other day I watched Amos and Andy. I loved Amos and Andy on Saturday night. And we didn't pick up the racial overtones, the political overtones. We loved everybody when we were growing up.
You're right.
Good morning, Donatella. Good morning to you. Good morning, Donatella. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Donna.
But that really hurts, guys. It hurts because our children were not allowed to see that.
Yeah.
And our game comedy, how many times did those boys figure out problems on how to make something out of nothing? Think about
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
They
All
used
right.
their imagination.
All right.
They didn't need SpongeBob SquarePants doing dirty dances.
There you go.
OG is who now?
Huh?
What's OG's name?
OG is Angela.
Angela. I'm terrible with names, so.
Did I overstep my bounds? If I hurt anybody's feelings, I apologize now.
Well, I mean, I just, because I worked in, thank you, Angela. Angela, my husband will come in and watch until I get in there with him. He'll watch Andy Griffin every day, every single day. He comes in, he'll turn that on until I come in there. And Donna, Tella, good morning. So working
What's
in
wrong with the
daycare-
Andy Griffith show?
Huh?
What's wrong with the Andy Griffith show?
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't know.
Why is it that we are not, and as women who are older, and let's get it on, guys, we are getting older, and I can say that because I'm older than all three of you put together, probably. Anyway, point being,
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
close.
I love
The thing that gets me is that the old stuff was more straight, more conservative, more God loving, more children loving,
Yeah.
more family, more neighbor loving.
Right.
Right.
Aaron, I love the Jefferson show, but I love the Jeffersons.
I like that too, and I liked all of the other shows. But you know, just because they say, "Oh, they make the black person look dumb,"
it still comes
there are
on.
dumb white people too. Remember the Life of Riley?
Debbie, still
He was
comes
the biggest,
on.
dumbest boof there ever was.
Yeah, it made women look crazy. That makes women look bad. So, you know, we don't want to do that either.
Archie Bunker, it still comes on. I watched it the other day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the way he talked to
But
his
it makes you
wife,
think.
and it
It
was
makes
comedy
you
back then. But the way he talked to his wife,
Yep.
and the way he talked to his son-in-law, you know, this,
How he called him meathead.
I just, as I watched that, I thought, how was this comical back then?
Mm-hmm.
It was funny, but it was a teaching moment. Most women would say, that's not funny. And if they figured out that that wasn't funny and they were living in that, that's what started people saying, this isn't acceptable types of talk to people.
Right.
Because,
and there are a lot of people in the Bronx that still live that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, oh yeah, the Cosby Show. I love the Cosby Show, and you know, there's these shows that hurt my heart because you find out what actors, how they acted. You know, how they.
You've got to remember, the actors aren't the people are the actors. They're no better than you and I are.
That's right.
That's tough.
But let me see. Did I come to the end of my? Yeah, I did.
I'm sorry I interrupted.
Oh,
You're
look,
fine.
Donatella. I want to address Donatella because, girl, I worry about you. I'm going to put that up. I'm highlighting you, honey. All right.
Goodness.
Out there doing emptying out 3 storage units and a bunch of orders she's got to get out. We love you. You need to take care of yourself physically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
because I
emotionally.
worry about you sometimes. I don't know. I hope you go out there with people because I don't want stuff to fall on you.
Yeah, she works like 100 miles an hour.
That's a full load.
You're right, Angela. They did make him like he was. I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, he was kind of didn't have good sense about some stuff.
I know, but they.
Tired. Donatella, you cannot work all morning doing those and then do auctions and then be up so late. You know, you're going to burn out. And
On
I
crazy.
don't want to do that
Is that the real Destiny on now? Is it the real Destiny? I'll sing to you if it is, because I
It
sang
is,
to you, but
because
then it was Tommy.
It's the real
Gracie.
Destiny.
Okay. Good morning to Destiny. Good morning to you. Good morning to Destiny. Good morning to you. Good morning to Casey. Good morning to you. Good morning to Casey. Good morning to you. Love you,
Good morning.
Casey.
Good morning, Casey. Love you.
Everybody.
Misha said good morning, and Ann said good morning, and we're doing Bible studies.
Yes.
Oh, all right. For you new ladies. Oh, Misha said Casey hugs. She sees you and hugs.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon,
Whoa.
back if you can. Thank you.
Yeah,
for
stop
joining.
by again.
Nice
Thank
to
you
meet you,
for
Sharon.
joining.
I will
And
be subbing to you as soon as I get the opportunity when the show is done.
Shamrock, since you got the great workup, will you throw out Casey's the Porch Church Network? The link now.
No.
I rechecked his link. What, my coffee sign? That actually, I'll show you. Oh, it does good for me to stand up sometimes.
Good morning to Alex. Good morning to you. Good morning to Alex. Good morning to you. Good morning, the recycle dude. Good morning to you. Good morning, the recycle dude. Good morning to you.
Thank you guys.
Everybody, please make sure you're leaving a thumbs up on your way out too, please. Pretty, please.
And
let's be kind and share, everybody. Some sub. Let's have a sub fest.
Yeah.
I just met some of these people this weekend, and you know, I did what I think it was Derek told me to put, like in when I do my hats, put DIY hashtag, and you know, I got to meet some more people, so I am so
That's
glad
awesome.
to have you guys on this early in the morning. And we will be that. This right here is Porch Church Network.
Oh,
that's my son
Debbie.
in his room.
I'm sorry,
and
Debbie.
what book are we in?
Debbie, what's up?
Huh?
What's up, Debbie?
I'm just gonna go lay down and prop up my arm and put some ice on it and relax. I'm fine.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong.
Okay.
I really
love
meant it.
you.
If I know you do.
Yeah.
I
love
know
you
I
too.
haven't hurt anybody's feelings. I don't feel that, and I know that for
We
a
hope,
fact.
we hope
You
nobody's
guys
hurt
love me
yours.
too much. And there's
We
my
don't want to hurt
Casey
yours
again.
either.
No. My feelings are never hurt unless I allow you to do it. Got it?
Well,
All right.
that's a good
Well, we
point.
love you.
I'm
Take
fine.
care of
It's just that
yourself.
I'm starting to hurt again, and
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to take care of yourself.
I need to go lay down and take
Yeah.
that
Lay
pill
down.
and
It
all
gets
that
heavy.
stuff. What, honey?
Look, Tracy says it's comforting to her. Go lay down and pull up the Porch Church
Put on
Network.
the Porch Church Network, because when you hear Casey reading the Bible, it'll
It's
just
so
lull you
soothing.
right into relaxation.
It's so soothing.
That is
Yeah.
so cool. Well, I love you both, all three of you
Love you
girls.
too.
Love you.
Like my sisters.
Take care.
Destiny, you're out there. I miss you, and I love you too. And everybody else, just know that I care.
Well, we
And
care about
I'm going
you,
to try
and
to
we want
rest.
you to take care of yourself. And so,
Yeah. And then I got
we'll keep
a
you in our
live
prayers.
tomorrow. I'm going to try and do my live tomorrow, but I think
Okay.
it's going to be a this and that type of a live. It's going to be real quick, but I'll do it. I don't care what my hair looks like. Don't care what I'm dressed like. Take it or leave it. That's the way I are.
That's
Hey,
it.
you know,
We love you.
we're just people.
Love you guys.
Love you too,
See you
sweetheart.
later, babies.
Take care. We love you, hon.
Thank
Bye.
you. And don't forget Pink Hair Day is October 1, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Pink hair in October.
Pink Hair Day. Okay. I don't do pink, but we'll see.
We can get I'm gonna get the washout spray, LizzAnn. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe I'll just wear a pink hat.
Okay.
No, you can spray your hair with that pink spray.
You think I can, huh?
Yeah.
It'll wash out.
It will.
You think I can, huh? You talk about shake my world. That would definitely, everybody in my world would say, what the heck happened to you? Oh no, she's on YouTube, and she's following the crowd. Oh my gosh, what have we done to her?
Angela, this hair right here, my hair is really blonde. So when I do things that's kind of weird or kind of is like, she's kind of spacey. Well, I'm kind of blonde. I am a blonde. So these eyebrows.
I don't know what my reason is.
I wasn't born with these eyebrows, girl. I had to.
Oh shoot!
Look, I'm gonna do a makeup tutorial. See, one morning before I get started. But it's just like I do weird things to put my makeup on.
Yeah.
I'll just do it. I'll just do one early morning one, and everybody's gonna be like, "Ooh, no, she doesn't do that to put them eyebrows on." So, and that, that's why I did the hat.
Like, I don't know if you should do that, girlfriend.
Yeah. I don't think you should get on like that.
But that's why I did the hat day things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a short little clip here and another little short clip.
I enjoyed those.
Did you? And then afterward, they'll see. And even when I was on with Joy didn't know that I used a cereal box, and I said, "This is what I used. That's what my hat was made out of."
I thought that was so cool. Yeah, I posted some comments on your videos.
Yes, recycle dude. Yes.
Destiny, you can hop on so I can hop off and smoke before Porch Church.
Oh.
At any point.
Oh wait. Okay, wait. Let me do the invite because I was copying and pasting. But yes, you can give your channel out there. That is fine. That is fine for you to do. And
Crazy hat day every Friday. Crazy hat day every Friday. Crazy hat day every Friday.
Thank you. And recycle dude, what's your real name? If you don't mind giving it. What's your or what do you want us to call you?
Dude.
We could.
Hey, baby girl.
Ah.
Hey, baby girl. That's my honey.
I am going to have to find that then.
He says we can call him Dude.
Dude. I want to see the stream.
That's funny.
I've got to see the stream to where you change your hat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my
Good morning, Destiny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Destiny.
You look so beautiful.
Oh, she's got her Shamrock shirt.
Hey, hey, hey. Awesome.
I had my Shamrock sweater on yesterday.
Uh-oh.
I saw that.
Uh-oh, you sound hoarse. Being out late at night.
Yeah.
Out in that cool breeze.
Cold again.
I know. That's what I was telling them. It is very chilly up here.
It's crazy ridiculous how the weather is right now.
You gotta be careful now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute and pop off a minute and smoke, but I may come right back on when I'm done.
I hope so.
I just really need to smoke.
Okay. Well, do come back, please.
Okay.
Come back.
If you'll let me.
Oh, we want you to come back.
Of course.
And Destiny, I hope it was all right that I just jumped on your little get together.
Of course.
But I had to when Derek talked some smack.
Oh,
She's not going to because she can't whisper. She da da da. I'm like, oh no, he did not.
That was great.
he threw down the gauntlet.
He came on there. It was awesome.
And he was, yeah, I told him, I said, and he was like, what? No, I was talking about I can't whisper. I go, He was so busted. But I had on my little sleep tank top thingy, and I was like this, and I made sure I was like boondock. Like,
were you playing Wilson again on Home Improvement?
And the thing,
She knows over the fence.
Well, she was more like this up, and she sat back, and it was so adorable. She sat back and she went like this. But no, we had a good time. We really did, until the bats started flying around outside. Then it was hot. I was like, I can't do this.
Oh, no. Look what he says, recycle dude. Oh my goodness. I do something called kamikaze karaoke. Whatever song people put in the chat, I have to sing it, and I do trivia. I will let people know about this stream. Please do. That would be so fun. Look, on Fridays, I do Crazy Hat Day, and men are more than welcome to come in. And if you want to come in with a hat, dude, that's why you said call him dude. You come in with a hat, and we might throw out some songs.
Wait a minute. Gotta be careful about that.
Well, he sings.
Right.
He sings. Yeah,
sings.
Different.
Well, what about the birthday song?
But you have copyright on the birthday song.
Yeah, technically we're not supposed to sing that without permission.
Yeah, did you know that? We do that
on my channel. I don't care.
Yeah.
Gotta give me a copy strike.
No, I'm just saying
everybody sings it.
It's one of those we take things for granted situations,
Mm-hmm.
and but it still applies. But the person who wrote it and the music is getting trampled all over.
I'm sorry for the person who wrote it and
the music.
But if it wasn't for that song, my kids would not be happy on their birthdays.
Well, there you go.
I believe the Beatles owns the rights
to that now.
Yeah, I think it's the Beatles. I could be wrong. That's why, you guys. That's why Derek knows everything.
How crazy that
he knows everything. He would have been able to say, yeah, that's
true. That's true. He would.
But I said, Marilyn Monroe could stand up there and sing it to the president of the United States, knowing she was wrong for that, because they had that thing going on, and that was just wrong. But anyway,
yeah, I was just an itty bitty kid then.
But
I got to meet Marilyn Monroe.
You guys, the new people on here, the way. Oh, good morning, my beautiful.
Good morning, T.
The way we do things is, we do like telling integrating what happened during biblical times and in the Bible, because it's still today.
Yes.
So we take from that and we try to incorporate it and let people know
how it applies to daily living.
Yeah, and let people know that as each of us hurt, Traci has hers, and then I have mine basically from my neck down. And Destiny, tell them what yours was or is, because you still suffer from it.
She says, where do I start?
Right?
Yeah.
So in May of this year, my spleen ruptured, blew up, and I almost died from it. And for years, I suffered with all these different weird pains that they couldn't figure out what it was. And it was scary because like I was having these severe pains to the point where I was waking up in the middle of the night, and I would have to jump in the shower and have hot water hit me. They gave me these heartburn pills that were supposed to help. And here I'm thinking, subconsciously, I'm thinking, okay, I take this heartburn pill because they thought it was heartburn. I mean, that's the end conclusion. But then at the same time, they kept saying that it was all in my head, that I was making it up. And I'm like, no, I'm not making this up. Well, what ended up happening back in May, my spleen exploded and I almost bled to death. I was literally minutes from death because I was hemorrhaging from it. They had to give me blood, 4 bags of blood. I thought it was 2, but actually it was 4 bags of blood to get me just to the operating room. And come to find out, I had a arteriovenous malformation, which is a birth defect in my spleen. It is something that is so rare in your spleen, because it's more of something that happens where it's more common in the head and in your spine. Mine happened to be in my spleen. And it was scary. It was very scary. And then at one point in time, they told me that I had these things called liver stones, and that's why if I was having the pain, that it could be that. And it wasn't, because they don't look at your spleen. That's one organ that's not supposed to have anything wrong with it. You know, it's one of those crazy things that the only time you look at your spleen is if you've been injured. I wasn't injured. There was no injury. And so it was a birth defect. And so I lived 39 years with a birth defect that was affecting me that nobody knew. So, you know, I'm thankful every day. If things wouldn't have lined up the way they did that day, I would not be here right now. And I strongly believe that God put everything in motion that day, so I could be where I could be saved.
Yeah, we thank God for that.
And I am blessed that I got to meet Destiny before that, and our bond has become very strong since then. And God put her in my life for a reason, is the way I look at it. Each and every person, you know, that you come on, there's some reason that you came here. And one of them is so my hair won't be crazy to tell me,
For sure.
You're a mirror when you don't have a mirror.
And LizzAnn,
friends just don't let friends go on YouTube looking like that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
LizzAnn, what is it about you? You never talk about your aches and pains. I know there's usually a reason if somebody's not working.
I suffer from depression from time to time. It comes and goes. And there are days when I just can't get out of bed. I have to, but then I end up going back to bed sometimes because I just can't face the day. But I am on medication to help with that. And it does help. But, you know, sometimes you just have a bad day. You know, it's just the way life goes. And it's like I've told these ladies before, we all have things in our life, trials and tribulations that we need to deal with. And mine are different than yours, and yours are different than mine. But through it all, God strengthens our faith and carries us through these things and enables us to look to Him in these times. And it's just amazing what He carries us through. And you know, what's rough for you may be easy for somebody else. You know, that doesn't make it any easier. That doesn't make it any less of a thing for you. You know, we all have things. We all do. And I praise God that He has carried us through these times. And there's things in my life that I'm not prepared to talk about right now that involved my brother, my dad. They died a year apart. I'll just say that. My brother was murdered, and my dad died in an auto accident as a result of trying to basically enable my niece, who was 5 years old at the time, to be able to have that memory of her dad with his truck. So my dad was working after retirement to help my niece still have those fun memories with her dad in that truck. And unfortunately, he died while he was he had an accident while he was working, and he lived 4 months in a paralyzed state in the hospital in Galveston first, and in Houston, and finally he died from the injuries, basically from the car accident. But anyway, you know, as I said, you know, we all have things that God allows to happen in our life, and we look to Him, and we get strength and carry. And the wonderful thing about those situations, I say there's something wonderful. You say, "Oh my God, you just said your brother was murdered and your dad was killed in an auto accident as a result of an auto accident." But you know, those months that we were with my dad in those situations, in those different hospitals, we were around so many other people who were going through similar things or worse things. And some things maybe not as bad, but it enabled us to witness by our living, by our life, and by sharing our faith through our actions and through our kindness and words. And I believe God allowed that to happen because we were all there for each other, and we strengthened each other's resolve in those situations because of God carrying us through it all.
I don't know if you could see it. Casey said, I feel you on a spiritual level, LizzAnn.
Oh, yes, I did see that up on the screen.
Okay.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Casey.
Because like you said, one person's depression might not be crippling to another person.
Yeah.
Just as, you know, I have my triggers that, you know, get me, but it's so strange because you know, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but thank you for sharing, because it's your story goes with Destinie's life in a way. Is that not correct, Destinie?
Yeah, very much so.
So it's God doesn't put people together without a purpose.
Right. This wasn't an accident.
And I've never heard your story, and it just amazed me. It just amazed me when you told it of Destinie's. So you know, Destinie Wednesday, if you feel like sharing, and maybe you know, let me know between now and Wednesday. And then LizzAnn, if you're still able to come on Wednesday, you know, come on Wednesday too.
Just in case there are people wondering, I did say that my brother was murdered, and he was. He was missing for a week, and we had no idea where he was or what had happened. And the person that killed him stole his truck and left the state. And he was a juvenile. He was 15 at the time. when his dad figured out where he was, that he had run away to basically his uncle's house up in Missouri, he went up there to pick him up, and he asked him on the drive home, well, you were the last person to see him alive. What happened? Where is he? And at first he told a lie about my brother tossing him his keys in Little Rock, saying, go ahead, I'm going to stay here. You go ahead and take the car and go on up to see your uncle or whatever. And that didn't happen. It turns out that the murder occurred in our hometown, basically. And but I have to say this about that. The young man ended up confessing, turned himself in. And the wonderful thing in it all, and I know you're thinking, her brother's murdered, how could anything be wonderful? On Easter morning is when he was found. And we knew where he was. Just 8 days before he was murdered, my niece was baptized.
Oh. So he did get to see her baptized.
Oh yeah. And so it was, a lot of people have missing persons in their family, in their life, and they don't know where they are. God revealed it to us within a week. And on Easter Sunday, it was just, it was hard, but there was a blessing in that day. Now, my youngest daughter's 2 kids, the ones that we watch daily, when my grandson was 7, he decided that he wanted to be baptized, and it happened on Easter Sunday.
Oh.
The next year we're going to go celebrate, after church and everything. His 1-year anniversary of his baptism. Well, during church, my granddaughter says, Mom, Nana, I want to be baptized. I said, are you sure about that? Because she'd been talking about it off and on, I guess, for about a month, and I kept saying, well, talk to your mom and dad. You need to talk to your mom and dad. And I said, I don't see a problem with it, but you got to talk to them, So after church, I said, well, okay, well, we'll just have to talk to Pastor about it and your mom and dad and go from there. And I said, well, actually, you have talked to your mom and dad, I think. She says, uh-huh. So she goes over to our pastor, who's at the back of the church greeting everybody as they leave, and he sees her, and she comes over there, and she says, Pastor, I want to be baptized. And he says, when? And she says, now. And he says, what? He didn't say what. He looked over at me like, really? Is okay? And I said, yeah. So she was baptized that Easter Sunday. It was not, Easter, as everybody knows, rotates around, moves around based on, I don't know what the calendar thing is, but anyway, there's a reason it does that. But anyhow, so we were celebrating. We decided that we would just celebrate his baptismal anniversary just on Easter. Just made it easier. So here she's on Easter as well. And so God used those opportunities to bring more joy in our world for Easter Sunday. So
Yeah.
I didn't mean to get off on a big old long tangent. I'm sorry.
No.
I miss my brother and my dad every day, and my mom too now. She's gone too now. But there's nothing I can do to change it. That's just the way life is. As you well know, you've lost siblings. Everybody has trials and tribulations. Everybody has things in their world that they have to deal with. And so, but anyway, so the blessings of in the middle of the trauma and the craziness and the the horrible side of things, it's wonderful to have that grounded faith in God and that He's there for us and that we can turn to Him to strengthen us and carry us through.
And maybe,
I'm sorry.
and I guess that's why I couldn't sleep last night, and I kept being pushed to do the thing this morning about faith through our fire. Whether it's our body that feels like it's on fire and we're in pain, or as you, LizzAnn, you've gone through your fire in your own way.
Yeah, we all have it.
And Casey battles the same thing, like he said to you.
Yeah.
So,
I feel you, brother.
If you have physical pain, you also have depression sometimes. Or
yes.
All right, Angela, I am from Alabama. Traci,
I'm from Michigan.
Destinie,
Wisconsin,
and LizzAnn,
Texas.
Texas.
But I don't think you can tell that.
Texas.
And Angela is from South Carolina. And you guys, the gentleman that just joined is my husband. You and Traci, he wants you to
sing. Yep, I gotta sing to Red and Kevin. Good morning to Red and Kevin too. Good morning to Red and Kevin too. Good morning, Kevin. I love you.
Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Red. And to everyone in the chat who made a comment, thank you for your support and for your caring and everything. But I know there's things in your lives as well that, God's working on you, and there's something that you've got to deal with too. It's not the same thing, but it's just as traumatic. It's just as big a deal. You may be having trouble making ends meet, and the rent's due or the car payments due, and you want to put food on the table for your kids and everything, and it's just you open the refrigerator and it's bare, and that's traumatic. That's hard.
We've had that happen to us. I mean,
yes. I think people have that. We have those moments too. And I guess what I'm saying is thank you for your support, and I appreciate the thoughtfulness that everyone has expressed. But I know that there's days that you're hurting too, and you need to let us know these things so that we can pray for you, because we want to. That's part of what we're about. That's what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing anyway, whether I'm here or somewhere else.
Well, I call you and Traci my prayer angels, because you two, it doesn't matter what's going on, you two will pray for me. And, we need somebody that we can call on. I mean, God's there. God is with us.
Yes.
But sometimes we need the physical, for God to use somebody to touch us physically.
Yes.
Through prayer.
And He does.
And
yes,
with Kevin, I say God gave me a strong husband that I can, when I need strong arms around me, then that's why, He gave me Kevin. And then, a son that if Kevin's not here and I break down, and, in this case, that will give me big bear hugs. And, where do people think these big hugs are coming from? These big hugs are actually, God hugging us.
Yes.
He'll find a way to hug us.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting.
Find a way to have somebody, even if you're in the grocery store, to put their hand on your shoulder and say, "Are you okay? It's going to be okay, and I'll pray for you." And that's what I think we're all brought together, and we're tethered together through the strings. And I rewatched, and sometimes we do need to go back, sometimes through our own videos, to see how where God has brought us from. And so I watched the one of when I changed up, why I changed up the way I did this channel, because I need to be reminded that. And you're right, Angela. She's hugging on that dog and loving on that puppy. And
there's a comment right here.
And so, yeah, I mean, I was reminded, God reminded me that, now listen, this is what he told me. He was saying, now listen, you go back and listen what I told you, that this is how you're supposed to be doing. So I tried my best to want to get sleepy and go to sleep, and it was getting late. And so I finally did what he wanted me to do, and find scriptures on people that are physically in pain, physically or mentally.
Right. Right.
And that is what was brought to my, heart. And I've got to follow that. I have to follow the way he leads me, because he brought all of us together, and it's, our stories are so similar. And it's the first time LizzAnn has really shared that, you guys. And I automatically thought of Destiny as you was talking, LizzAnn. So I would have my puppy in my lap if she did not weigh 50 pounds.
Yeah.
But it is 20 till, and until Porch Church time.
Can I just say one little thing?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm speaking to the chat. Some of you may be alone or not have someone that you can go to easily, someone to hug you and hold you close whenever things aren't going so well. But there is a place where you can go to be hugged, and that is God's Word. You go to the Psalms and you read the Psalms, and there's so much comfort in those words. Anywhere in Scripture, there's so much comfort. Just let God direct you to what you need to read, and feel Him holding you close and hugging you with His Word, with His love in His Word.
And if any of you do not have a Bible that you want to actually hold, because I've got like 3 favorite Bibles, but if any of you do not have a Bible, you guys, let me know. We do Bible ministry. We have Bibles here, and we would mail it to you free of charge. You guys, you don't have to pay anything, and just let us know if you need one, because on Google, if you're feeling a certain way, Google that in Scripture, and that Scripture will speak to you. And yes, and it will be different translations, maybe, and you will get something from it. I Google a lot of things, but then I have my different books that I keep around. Well, that's great. So they give away the Bibles. That is great that they do that. We so far, the Porch Church, which is my son, Angela, I think have given out 12. I think we have given out 12 so far. And I love it when we do. I get a bookmark, and I get to, put something special in there. So then, yeah, what is it? The South is considered the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're considered that. Destiny, you sure are beautiful this morning.
Yeah.
She is.
When you said your age, I just couldn't believe it.
I got carded the other day when I went into the smoke shop.
I can believe it. Whenever you said, yeah.
I had this in my hair. My hair was pulled up, you know, and I'm walking in and they carded me. And I was like, wait, I was just here the other day talking to you. And now you're carding me?
Well, I mean, the fact that you're 6 foot tall and you've got your hair pulled up.
You know,
I know you're not 6 foot tall.
I wish. Man, I wish. Like, this weekend, hold on one second. Let me get on my bird. Hey, Mr. Pickles. It's all right. This weekend was so funny because Rebecca came and her and her family came to visit, and it was such an awesome weekend. Cool. And we go to take pictures before she had to like literally like you can see in the picture where she squatted down a little bit. Really? I could have stood straight. I mean,
that is too funny.
But yeah, it was a fun weekend, and I think we're gonna do a live to talk about the weekend because it was so fun.
That's awesome.
She was the second person actually that I got to meet from YouTube. But the first person that's come actually to our house and hung out and stuff.
Oh, that's really cool.
Tommy and her husband Tony got along great, and
cool.
It was the kids got along real good, and so I mean it was fun, and we're planning on doing it again. We already have plans for next summer to go back and forth, and so I mean it felt like I had known them my whole life. And
that's awesome.
The things that Tony has, not complaining, but they were comparing.
Mm.
A lot of the same. We had the same complaints about. So I was like, "Are you sure you're not my sister?"
Sounds more like a twin.
Yeah, right. And so it was great. To kind of get off of that real quick, our state, we have to pay for Bibles at thrift stores and stuff like that. The only time we really get free Bibles, and they're not really Bibles, they're like sections of Bibles that we have or that are handed out are like things like this.
Oh, yeah. The New Testament.
Yeah. Psalms and Proverbs.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, I got one each for my kids. My daughter actually collects Bibles. But I picked up 2 of these. And I have an extra one for anybody that's interested.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know if anybody has seen this or not, but my mom, I got one for my mom last year, and she loved it. So I do have an extra DVD of My Son, My Savior. It is very good. So if anybody's interested, just hit me up, and I will send this to you. It's an awesome movie. I have my mom and I go back and forth with DVDs when we find something that we like of this genre. We go back and forth with it. But I do have an extra one because I forgot I had given my mom one last year, and I picked up the extra one for my mom. And she's like, "You got me this last year," and I'm like, "I did." Well,
I'd love to watch it and then pass it on to somebody else.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Then I will send this to you, Ma, and
then we'll just
pass it around. I'll put a little piece of paper in right here, and we can put our name, like sign a little piece of paper or put a piece of paper and then just sign our name and then pass it on to the next person
Yeah, it's like we'll do like the thing of the travel pants.
Yeah.
It's definitely traveling DVD, and each of us can sign our names in it.
We're glad
see
we
what
found you too, OG.
Angela said.
Yeah, that's cool.
Angela, we're
glad.
this way.
We're glad God put us all together.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, you know, I've not ever really. So when I was younger, I went to a church. I wanted to be a missionary. I used to go to Bible camp. I loved it. Then some things happened, and I turned from the actual church, but I never lost my faith.
There you go.
And so, you know, and my grandfather too, you know, I talked to my grandfather about what happened at my church, and he's like, you don't need a physical building to be at church. Church is in you. Church is your heart. So wherever you are and whatever you believe, that's the church. So, you know, having, you know, Bible study on YouTube, you know, hanging out with people and just talking about the Bible, that's church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's where
two or more are gathered in my name, there I am also.
Exactly. So, you know, and you know, there's a lot of people that can't get out and about to go to church and stuff like that. So, you know, so this is a very good community, and I've lost my faith a couple times, but I've always refound it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it was put on the back burner, and I tried to overcome things without having to pray, and it's never really worked, you know. And so now I've learned that I have a sign that says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That is my favorite Bible verse. And anytime I get down, because with my spleen issue that I had, the roller coaster of emotions, of in and out of depression, you know, it is very real. I never understood it when people would talk about, oh, this happened to me and the roller coaster that I'm on. It doesn't make sense. Well, it happens. It's real. That roller coaster after a traumatic incident, it is unbelievable how one day you can be up here, the next day you're way down here, you know, and it's depression. It's a lot of like, I don't even know the words for it, because I even don't understand why I should be so on cloud nine because I survived. And there are days that I wish I hadn't.
Yeah.
Because
I completely understand.
Part of that roller coaster. And some days it's like mood swings. It's like having bipolar. Your moods are like this. And so it's like when something like doesn't go right and you're like, oh, I wish I didn't have to deal with this, you know. The struggle is real, and people who haven't experienced it don't understand it. I now understand.
Think of it this way, Destiny. If you're always on a high and you're up on that, like we say, the mountain, you're always up there and you're always happy. Well, how would you know happy if you didn't know the valley part?
Right.
So it's like that song. I love that song. He's got on the mountain, he's got in the valley, he's got through the good times and got through the bad.
Right.
And you know, it's easy, like the song says, it's easy when you're up on the mountain. But it's down in the valley that you really pour yourself out to him. Traci, did you get your cigarette in before church? Okay. But that's why I love that song, is because if we don't go into that valley sometimes and really reach out to him and call out to him, you know, how would we know how good being on that mountain feels? I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It makes complete sense. But at the same time, it's like, I don't understand why me. Like,
Mhm.
people are like,
Mhm.
oh, survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
Is people who have had what I have. I only know of one other person who has ever survived AVM ruptures, and most people do not survive. And it's scary. It's like, well, why did I survive? I don't understand. What am I supposed to do? And you fight that constantly. You know,
You'll find it. You'll find it, Destiny. You'll find your purpose. Just like Traci has her purpose, and LizzAnn, even those that are right in here, even in the chat, or that will come back and watch it, we all have a purpose. You know, you reached out. I mean, it was, you're practically bleeding out, dying, and what do? You tell your husband Tommy to get in touch with Casey for prayer.
yeah.
I
You know,
mean,
and that, you know, I vaguely remember that. Like, there are more things that are kind of coming through, little things that I'm starting to remember. And go sit down for now, please. I know you cannot play yet. There are little things that are coming through, and I remember looking over at Tommy and telling Tommy, you need to get a hold of Casey and Darlene, and you need to have them pray. Because for me, you guys, your prayers, I knew were going to be strong enough. And then all of a sudden, Tommy got a hold of Derek. And I don't know if at that point he knew how to get a hold of you guys. And so he got a hold of Derek, and then all of a sudden it just spread. And I was just like, whoa, what happened? You know, and I still don't remember the first 5 days after it happened. And I tried to go back and watch the live when I came on after that morning, the next morning. I don't remember that. I tried to watch it. I broke down in tears. I was like, why did I do that? Like, I look horrible.
You did it for us, Destiny. We needed to see that you were going to be okay.
Yeah. And I think you needed to hear our voices too.
Yeah.
When you showed up on that screen, I mean, it was like you were the most beautiful thing in the world. We were overjoyed.
Absolutely, we were.
And even at that point, it was still touch and go for me. And
yeah, we know it was. But God puts things together for a reason, and just like Raven, what you said that you go on a daily basis, Casey and I understand that fully.
Oh yeah.
You know,
have this minute, this time, right now.
Because there's things. I mean, Wednesday, Casey had told me something. When I was reading things off, and I muted, and he told me something. And I was like, you know, I broke down, and I recovered, and then I started slapping my hair trying to fix it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I done turned into a crazy woman. I went from reading this to crying, to crying to laughing at something, and then slapping my head. If I would have said it was a spirit, everybody would have said, but no. It was, I was holding back as much as I could, some hurt from some news Casey had told me, and I just had to get through the rest of the broadcast. And that's how, for you people that's new, I try to get through, want, you know, people to know the joy that we all have, and the love, you guys, the love with the people on this cast. They're all there. I mean, I have FaceTimed each of them. So we are a group, not just women, a group of minded people.
Mhm.
And Casey said 4 minutes, so
Okay.
3 minutes.
I have to use the restroom.
So, you guys, we are going. Anna, I hope you do come to the Porch Church Network.
Yes.
And meet my son, and he reads the Bible. We've been doing this for over a year now. We went from Genesis 1, and I think we're in Philippians. I might be wrong, but we are close to the end of the Bible, and it has been a wonderful journey. That journey led me to meet Traci, and to meet Destiny, and to meet LizzAnn, and CC, Cheryl. All of that from God putting it on my son's heart to ask me, Mom, have you ever read the Bible from beginning to end? And I was in such depression for 3 years. And that God doing that brought me out of my depression and led to this. I've only been doing this for a few months. I've only been in front of the camera since I think April. And I know you probably think it don't seem like it, but I have. It's only been that long. So 2 minutes, and I am
All right.
headed over there. I love
I'm
you guys.
flying.
Much love, everybody.
Love you guys.
Darlene and LizzAnn get off after you're done with your live. Can I speak to you just for a second?
Okay. All right, you guys. I love you. I'll be back in the morning. I'll be back in the morning. And Raven, you ain't got to hide no more. You part of me. You in my kitchen. I love you guys.
It sure was nice to meet everybody in the chat. I didn't get to see the chat.
Love you all.
Love you guys. Please come back.
Yes, please come back.
You gotta go to the
Hope we didn't scare you away.